Welcome to this short presentation on equine-assisted therapy, or horses as people whisperers, as I prefer to call it. Over the next 10 minutes or so, I will tell you a bit about equine therapy, its definitions, the evidence, why horses are so good at working with people, what it can help you with, and how it's done. So equine therapy is defined as a treatment for people where horses help to reach rehabilitative goals under guidance of a mental health practitioner. In other words, it just means horses helping people to feel better. And I would like to state that even though I talk about equine therapy here, the working with horses really covers a lot more than just the therapy space. It is also great from a coaching perspective, where it helps people achieve certain goals. The American Psychological Association now lists equine therapy as an evidence-based practice. This is a really good thing because it means that now that it's recognized as such, it has opened the possibility of a lot more research into it, into the effects, into why it's working and how it's working. So there are some articles here on this slide, but if you are interested in reading more about it, I won't go into these, but you can find them on my website. Add this and links to other research. You might ask, why horses? What is so special about horses that they make such great teachers? Because that's what they do. Well, first of all, their size. They are quite big. And many of my clients, when they first start working with one of the horses, or more than one, the first thing they say is, oh my gosh, they're so big. I didn't realize how big they are. And it's true, they can easily weigh 400, 500 kilos, which is, 6-7 times as much as you weigh. So they are quite big. And the nice thing about it is, if you are working with something so big, it actually helps build your confidence, because if you can work with someone who could easily just sit on you, you wouldn't get up, but if you can build a relationship with a creature like that, you feel really cool. So another reason is that horses are prey animals, so they've existed for millions of years, basically as food for other animals. This has given them a strongly developed emotional sense. It was just a survival tool for them. So whatever they are doing, they constantly need to scan the environment, because there could be a mountain lion or something equally scary like a waving plastic bag or so around, which is quite threatening. So because they are so aware of their surroundings, they are also really aware of you. When you walk around them or work with them, you may want to, show up as a real confident person, but if you are scared on the inside, the horse will pick up on that, because if you're scared, the horse feels there must be something really scary around. And so the way the horse reacts tells you a lot about yourself, even sometimes things that you're not aware of consciously. So horses tend to mirror human behaviors, it's really interesting to see. And once you spend some time with them, it becomes a bit clearer how that works. And finally, they are herd animals. So they live in a herd, and as such fulfill roles within the herd. There's a leader, there's someone who takes care of the herd as a whole. Then, if they all want to lie down and have to sleep, there are one or two that stand up as sentry and that keep an eye on things. And so they fulfill those roles just like you and I do. We might have a role to fulfill within our family. We might play a different role within a community organization or at work. And so horses are the same. They all have their parts to play for the herd to thrive. And one of the good things is too that horses need each other just like people need each other. If you were to leave a horse and take a horse from the herd and completely isolate the horse, far, far away from any other horse, he or she will eventually suffer from health issues and can actually die. It's just like people can. So horses really help with issues such as depression and anxiety. And you've probably heard or read about the work that is done with veterans who suffer from PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, people who've come back from missions who've seen horrible things that none of us should ever have to see. Horses can help with building confidence. And from a therapy perspective, horses have also been helping with addictions and eating disorders. And this is from a therapy perspective. But like I said at the start of this webinar, horses can also help you with issues around goal setting or living the life the way you would like to live it. They help provide clarity. So you may ask, well, how is this done? Because horses don't talk. And no, they don't. So all the work that we do with horses is done on the ground. That is, there is no riding. So we might be working with them through observing what they're doing, observing how they interact with each other. You might be handling the horses, grooming them. You might be asked to lead a horse with or without a lead rope, past some obstacles or around, witches' hats. But do know that nothing is done that puts you in harm's way, and nothing is done that will stress the horses, because this is all around a partnership, and a partnership where both parties feel better at the end of it. So some of the outcomes that I usually get from my clients as a feedback are things like it's increased trust for those of us who have had, who've been hurt in the past, and we may have issues with trust. Working with the horses helps build your trust. It can help you with assertiveness. So if you are in situations where there may be bullies around, it will help you to focus on how to counter that type of behavior. It'll help you with setting boundaries. A horse will tell you quickly enough. If you are one of those people who has trouble saying no, for instance, and I know a bit about that. So that's an issue of boundaries. People can, as they say, walk all over you. And you will see that with the horses. If you are that way inclined, a horse will just step into your personal space. And so you learn how to set those boundaries and to not be walked all over. It helps reduce anxiety, mainly through the fact that when you're working with horses, it's basically a completely mindful exercise, in that horses don't necessarily live in the past. So they won't say, oh my gosh, it was raining yesterday and I was so cold. I don't know how I'm going to get up and do stuff today because I'm really still worried about yesterday. They also don't seem to be too worried about the future. So they're not going to say, oh, I better not eat this grass now because what if it doesn't rain tomorrow and I need some grass for tomorrow? Horses tend to live in the now. That doesn't mean they don't carry with them memories, Of course they do. A horse that has had a difficult beginning will remember that. So, and this is the nice thing about my herd. Most of my horses are rescue horses. And this is why it's so lovely to work with them, because they know what it's like, when things don't go so greatly. And they know what it's like to reach a place of safety and to start learning to trust again. So another thing horses help with is emotional regulation. And so emotional regulation is around being able to manage your feelings and behavior, so you don't start screaming, running off when someone annoys you, because, that's just not the way it's done in society. So it helps you with that. And it helps with self-efficacy. So self-efficacy is a concept that comes out of psychology, and it is the belief we have in our own abilities, specifically our ability to meet challenges ahead of us and complete tasks. So self-efficacy is related to our sense of self-worth, but it is more than just that. So let's say self-esteem is focused a lot on being, like I am good enough, I am acceptable as I am. Self-efficacy is focused more on doing. So knowing that you can complete a challenge, that you're up for it, that you can do it. So if this appeals to you, then by all means, contact me and come and see us. As it says here, horses heal. And the nice thing about it is, as I said, our herd encompasses mainly rescue horses. So all our horses have a story to tell and a story to share. And they love sharing it with you. So do contact us and come and, be happy with horses. And thanks for watching.